Big up, everybody. Welcome to the Hub Spot. It is your guy, your man, your boy, Admiral Drex. And with me today, I have always got my buddy Tesh in the building. We're gonna be
Big up,
looking at,
guys. Big up, guys.
yeah, how you doing? We're gonna be looking at everything that happened. What is it? Go ahead, Tesh.
There's an echo.
Well, I can't hear it though. I can't hear it. I cannot hear it.
I think there's a lag too. It's a lag from my voice.
So let's just get on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you notice, right? I speak and I stop, and it basically comes on later.
No, but it's in sync right now. It's in sync right now at the moment. So yeah, it's the week that was. If you don't know what the show is all about, it's we just looking back at what the things that happened at United in the last week. We're gonna be looking at Tesh, tell them what do we have today?
Okay, you know what? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, you know what happened? Automatically, this same video was playing in my background. I didn't know, so I thought I
Oh,
was hearing two people. Yeah,
oh,
makes
okay.
sense now. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was saying, you tell them what do we have today for the show? Because I know we've got
Yeah, no,
we got to
today
look.
though,
We're
I
gonna
think
look at. We're gonna look at what happened in the last week. We saw in midweek. It was the Afcon, which rounded up
mhm,
today.
yeah,
Also, there was the Asian Cup, which rounded up yesterday, with
yeah,
Qatar taking that one. And
that
also,
was a weird one.
we saw Chelsea put aside what's his name? What's their name? Aston Villa on Wednesday to
Yes.
qualify for the next round of the FA Cup.
Mhm.
And there were rumors about Enzo Fernandez, reports saying that he is
He wants to
looking
go
to
to
move
Barca.
away. Yeah, he wants to go away, move away from Chelsea. But when he scored that goal, he was like, "I'm here to stay," stuff like that. So also we're looking at talking about the. It's just a review, right? It's so talking about the what should we call it now? The plan for a new stadium. Gonna get Tesh take on that one.
and
There
and
was
the
a
blue
scary
card.
yeah, there was a scary report about the blue card, which in my opinion doesn't make any ton of sense in that one.
If you
And
if you play soccer in North America, that card is
that
valid.
card
It
is
happens here.
valid. It
Yeah,
happens, so
yeah.
but
When you play those not
it was
professional leagues, too.
it's more of the EPL wanting to do that, not what should we call it, not because people. So we're going to talk about that one as well. We talk about the supposedly swap deal between for a certain player at United as well. Then we're gonna wrap it up with the game of today, right? We're just gonna talk about the game we saw, the game, the United game also. But where do we start this one off from? We start this one from actually the week that was. We start this one from midweek. What are you saying, Tesh? We got on Sunday. It was on Sunday. Was it Sunday? I believe, yeah, Sunday, an emphatic, convincing win against West Ham United.
Mhm.
And then reports came the next day that yeah, we're looking at the week, and news started flying in that the Sajim wants to. Do we talk about the stadium, or do we talk about which one do you want us to
I
start
think
with?
I think probably we can probably go through the stadium, because I know
Okay.
it's something that probably most people are a bit passionate about in terms of
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
uh,
leave that last. Let's just wrap up the African Cup of Nations as it ended up today. Yeah. So in the midweek we saw what should we call it? Nigeria
Well, are we
play.
talking about the stadium or the African Cup of Nations?
I'll talk about the stadium after this one.
Okay.
We saw the AFCON where Nigeria edged South Africa in the semi-final. That was the first of the semi-finals. Then we also saw Ivory Coast edge DRC Congo. Then they played the third place yesterday, and South Africa edged DRC Congo on penalties.
Mhm.
Also, we saw Ivory Coast edging Nigeria 2-1 in the final, which is a
Mhm.
sad one for Nigerians, but also um, it's a good one for the Ivorians because it's a story of they almost crashed out and they were let in through in the knockout phase via the back door, like I like to say, because they finished as the fourth best place, third place team in the group, and they ended up winning. So it's like a story, right? Like one of those stories that you hear,
Mhm.
and in the fairy tale stories where you hear it and you're like, wow, okay. But they won. Congratulations to them. That's why I wanted to start it off with. Congratulations to the Elephants of Ivory Coast. They won the tournament. Kudos to them. Kudos. Most especially kudos to their coach, because when they look like they were not going to qualify, when they look like they were not going to qualify from the group stage, they made a very rash decision by sacking the manager at that time. So
Wow.
when it dawned on them that, oh, they were going to qualify, like when it dawned on them that they've qualified actually for the round of 16, they went back to him, but he said no. So they quickly went to decide shopping around for like a manager that would take them through the tournament. And yeah, they went as far as the French national team. The guy said he wasn't interested. They went asked, okay, if we could just, at first they approached him to take over. He said no. Okay, approached him to say, okay, do the time, the remaining 5 games, come see if you could take us through, right? But he said no. They looked around and they ended up going back to these under, I believe is the under 21 coach,
Hmm.
and he just stepped in. And so I'm really
Eh,
proud
That's
for
a
him
good
that,
story for him, though.
yeah, yeah, I'm really proud for him. He's Ivorian. He's indigenous, and he's done what the likes of Persero, the likes of what's this guy's name, Chris Hutton for Ghana, the likes of Rigobert Song for Cameroon.
Mhm.
And the like. So he's done what they couldn't do in this African Cup of Nations, and a big kudos to him, a big congratulations to himself and the nation of Ivory Coast. Now moving to, we also want to talk about look at Qatar putting 3 past Jordan yesterday. That game had some bit of controversies. They had to get like three. I think they
Penalties.
got 2 penalties or three penalties in that game. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was just not really monitoring closely, but I was just keeping tabs on the scoreline. And at one point, it felt like Jordan was, because they put a goal back. It felt like Jordan was going to get into the game, but Qatar were like, no, we're going to take this one away from you. It's ours, and it's ours too. So I think Qatar is winning in the back to back. Yeah, this is the second time I think they're winning. They won the last time, I believe. So yeah. Now moving on to midweek. The same in midweek, we saw Chelsea play Aston Villa. That was the replay, and one was actually looking. We were hoping for a tight game, but you saw how the game ended. What's your take on that one as well?
You mean Chelsea?
Yeah, the Chelsea.
Chelsea Aston Villa. I didn't really watch the Chelsea game, but what it called Chelsea. I think I say one thing. Like Chelsea looks like I think United are probably turning the corner to probably be more consistent. Chelsea looks like the previous United, right? They call United, we know about, you know what, you don't know what you get, right? So, or is Chelsea also turning a corner as well? Because when they said, when I heard they beat them 3-0, I'm like, why am I not surprised? Because they have the players. They have the players that on their day when they want to play, they can play. And Pochettino as well is not an average coach. It's not a bad coach. So again, I wasn't really. The result was shocking, seeing that what they called Aston Villa has done so well. But I'll say one thing though, I'm not a big fan of Emery. At least I think this Emery thing is just basically is just. I don't think he's that good with the way everyone says he's actually that good. I don't think so. So for me, 3-0 is fine. Today again, United, right? I thought the only reason why I was a bit skeptical, right, just taking United into the picture a bit, right, I was a bit skeptical is because, right, we've not been that brilliant away from what they call home. But if it were our home, I probably confident we'll beat Aston Villa. But Chelsea result, I didn't watch the game, but I wasn't really surprised. Aston Villa is basically still an average team to me, even though if they are currently trying to fight for top four.
No, but the is big up yourself, Mark. I'm gonna send the link in the chat. Need I'll be oh yeah, when you're ready, just let me know. I'll send the link in the chat. No, but why I brought this up, right? Why I brought this up is the fact that the likes of report actually before that game, there was a report that Enzo Fernandez was offering himself, I don't know, to it is a few players in Chelsea were unsettled, right? And Enzo Fernandez was one of those players looking for a move away from Chelsea, right?
Mhm,
I was
mhm,
speaking to a few Chelsea fans the other day, and I was telling them like, why they? I know Chelsea is the one they used to hire and fire, right? You get a new manager, it's not working for them, they let go. I'm like, yo, you've been doing that for the longest of time, and it's not really created any form of cohesion for your team. If you
mhm,
get you got now you had Porter in, you had Tuchel, who the Bowley spent a lot of money to actually give him some good team and players, but Isaac Tuchel and brought in Porter. He didn't give Porter the time that Porter would have needed, right? Most people were on the one hand, most people were saying, okay, Porter didn't deserve to go, but on the other hand, some people were saying, no, he needed to go. The magnitude of the club size of Chelsea was just too big for him. But
mhm.
I'm like, where is where is the time that these people need? You can't just judge a manager after 10 months. Where is the time that these guys need to implement their style?
Honestly, if you look at today's game, right? Today's game,
No,
right?
let's talk about the Chelsea. The
No, no,
Chelsea.
I mean like in today's game in general, like today's not the game, as I mean like the way football is played now,
Oh, okay,
right?
the way football is
Yeah,
played here.
the way football is played now is like is the you need a proper structure, a proper direction from above. If that direction is not there, no matter how good you are, you will struggle, right? And even if what they call we've seen good coaches struggle right in United. I think same thing is happening to Chelsea. They have the money, but they don't have the what they call the proper structure, the proper direction in terms of how they. I think probably they just throwing money at it. I think the strategy is a bit off. I think so. Chelsea fans need to basically what they should be fighting for is how do we make sure we have a proper structure upstairs before or probably proper we have a proper vision, proper a very cemented upstairs before we start thinking of what they call of changing the manager. Because if you see Liverpool as an example, proper solid structure over years and they've been stable. They've probably struggled a bit more, a bit sometimes, but if you look at in terms of what they call their and being steady, you will call it. They have what they call they have been steady more times than they what they call they've had lows, more highs than lows. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at Arsenal having to restructure from the top right, then basically that transferring to the manager, that also
Mm.
again has helped the team. You can see Man City is always they've always what they call they build a very strong base on structure. Even structure was good, they've changed managers here and there, they've thrown in money here and there, but that
Mm.
structure is still key on how they sign players, which players they sign, do proper research on players. United, we've seen our struggles again on structure. We've not had structure for a very long time, proper structure, and we've struggled. So I think Chelsea fans should probably take what they call take that step back, focus on the structure before you start thinking, I will change the manager. Because I can guarantee you, you start sacking and sacking and sacking and sacking, you'll be like United over the last how many years?
No, yeah, but Chelsea are the kings of sack. Chelsea are the ones known to. But what I'm trying to say, if I wish I could get some Chelsea fan in here to actually get pick the brains and get the thoughts on,
Yeah.
because for me, no, people say Poch is no. Some people are arguing this. It's arguable. Poch is this, Poch is that, right?
Mhm,
But you don't get new sets of players. First of all, before I go jumping, let me just digress a bit.
mhm,
Boli came in and cleared most of the structure. The structure you're talking about, Boli came in and cleared most of the structure
mhm,
Abramovich had, right? Which, in my opinion, was a bit not a bit too harsh. Man, I just felt like it was too drastic.
mhm,
You are coming in as new owner, quote, right?
mhm,
I believe the structure that he had on ground, you should have been able to use it and see, right? Because like in the corporate world, they tend to do a review and all of that, right? No,
mhm,
you should be able to, okay, give these guys time, maybe even if it's a year, review with after a year and see where needs to be adjusted, not just come in and clear every top member of that of the structure, quote unquote, right? So that's on the one hand. On the other hand, I feel like they made too much rash decisions. Tuchel didn't get enough of. There was a I believe the report, if reports are to be believed, they said there was a misunderstanding between Tuchel and Bowley, right? But when it got to Potter's turn, he had to succumb to the pressure of the fans. That's my opinion, right? Now Poch is there, new players. The man knew he needed to get a top class striker, but he was busy spending money here or there, right? Not really addressing the issue. That in we can address it maybe in the next year, right, of the rebuild. But I just want Chelsea fan, if they're going to be listening, I just want Chelsea fan to actually look at this and say, you know what, this season is done, right? Maybe next season is going to go, but let's just see if there will be any sort of improvement. I bet you if they go on a run, some good run of form, get some good result from now to the end of the season, that they can take into the next season with the addition of a few players, especially the striker, then they cannot actually, because you don't just judge a manager after 12 months. When you look at it calendar-wise, 12 people will say, okay, is a year. But when you look at it, the actual football time is actually from when the season starts to when it ends, right?
Yeah.
Every other thing. So you can't just judge a manager after 12 months or after 18 months. I believe 24 months is when you should start looking at the manager and say, okay, you've had time.
Even it depends. Sorry, it depends on how your team has been. Probably it's like you've had such a bad season, but Chelsea still have a bit. They've not had such bad seasons, right? They just probably did a few change, right? But it depends on how bad your seasons are. Previous seasons, even 24 months is not even enough sometimes.
Yeah, 24 months is not enough. I'm just saying, at least we should start talking about managerial questioning or change. Fine, you could criticize the manager.
Yeah.
You could criticize the manager, but talking about okay, now we need to change the manager, right? 24 months. It should start after 24 months, not before then. Because if you look at the likes of Arteta, I know most people wanted to get him gone. Fans were like, no, Arteta out, Arteta this. But the board, they knew that anything that has to do with probing and review and questioning has to come after 24 or after 3 years. 24 months, we give this guy what he wants. Let's see what he can do. We know it's like they already sat back and said, you know what, the next 3 years is going to be tough. Whatever we get, if we get, let's say, for example, we get into the Champions League in that 3 years' time, it's a bonus. It's not a yardstick for us to actually push in for more. It's a bonus. Yeah. We know. So that's that. In my opinion, I think that's where Chelsea is at the moment, where they should just say, you know what, we've done all the groundwork. We got a coach. Let's get the striker next season, and let's review this coach again in another. I don't think Chelsea is going to be fighting any relegation battle next season, right? Mm-hmm. Not even this. So in another 3 years, let's look at it. Klopp had the same thing. Pep did not come to the Premier League and won it the year or the year he came or the year after. No, he had to. He had time. So this is what. And sometimes, if we push that to United, right? Just because we came out third last season and we won a cup last season. Most fans are already letting loose of the fact that this is supposed to be a 3 years project.
Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, that being said, I just feel like my own suggestion is Chelsea fans should just take it easy, right? It's not going to get worse than this, right? So,
but they are on a good trajectory now, though, so which is good.
Yeah, it's not going to get worse than this. So they should just. I have a diehard Chelsea fan, my friend, my colleague, right? I told him like, yo, Dio, just calm down. You guys will get it right. As long as you just stay true to this manager and see what the manager is doing, you'll get it right. So that's that on that one. So I just want every Chelsea fan, even the fans in general, just be patient. Just be patient. As long as you can see some little bit of progress, just be patient, right? Because we all know that they don't have the striker. So moving on to the next what are you saying, Tej? Moving on to the next topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you? There was report that came out that said something about a blue card. Now, because we're still with Chelsea, it's blue and Chelsea. Let's just talk about this blue card and came. I know UEFA came and UEFA and FIFA came to just rubbish it immediately because the EPL are saying they're going to be looking at it, see how they could do it for the lower leagues and the few FA Cup game and what's not. Now, most people are just watching it or might just have heard this for the first time. The blue card thing that they were talking about is more like a sin bin card. If you follow ice hockey a lot, right, you see in ice hockey they do this thing where if a player fouls another player, like tripping or slashing or something like that, right? He has to go he has to sit out for like 2 minutes. He call it penalty. He has to take a 2 minutes penalty where he sits outside and his team is short a man. Then the other team has the edge. At that time, it's been termed the power play, right? Because of the numerical advantage. But the one of the things that when I read about it and I just said this is garbage is the fact that they said a player is going to be seen being for 10 minutes. What do you make about that?
I think the issue one is I don't think it's the time though. I think the main issue that comes here is basically is the confusion for me. First of all, the idea is it's not it's as it doesn't really work for the game, but I think what basically is the confusion that comes with the game, right? So basically, you have three cards now. You have a yellow card, you have a blue card, and you have a red card. At what point do you know there's already confusion in the game already, right? Looking at, for example, VAR making decision making. Now, what you're doing, you're bringing a three cards in the game, which then cast doubt on what they call what card should I be given,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that takes a bit of what they call a bit of some of the joy, or probably some of the what they call some of the edge of the seats and stuff from the game. I think for me though, I see that's what they call is too much confusion because in that you give a player yellow card that like no it should have been a blue card. Or no, why are you giving a blue card? It should have been what they call a red card. So I think that it gives the referee too much from a decision making standpoint. It will slow down the game also as well because VAR is already slowing down the game. It will slow down the game as well. But I think like there are benefits to it though. There are benefits. You can look at it, both sides. There are benefits to it. For example, you see I'm not sure if you recall when Dallo received a red card. Do you recall when they had a yellow card and a yellow card, right? In that case, right, a blue card can actually work. You know what? You go and sit and oh, that's also the end of the game. But that doesn't ban him for the next game. You see, right? It doesn't ban him. So there are benefits to it. Though. It's probably if it comes in newly, be difficult to what they call to walk through. I guarantee they've gone through before they've done this announcement. They've gone through the pros and the cons, and probably see before they're coming out. Some club might even have agreed that it might work for us because what that does basically, right? It basically dilutes the red card a bit. It dilutes that red card, and then players are not banned for the next game. Which then, for example, like a Casemiro where he had that is what they called shove on the neck on that player. That's most likely a blue card. Casemiro is not banned for what they called how many games, right?
So you just do that game. Yeah, I see where you talk coming here.
Just Max is rubbish. Just that game. So I think there are pros to it. They actually cons to it. If you look at it from a different view, right, it might benefit some, but I think in an overall, it causes too much confusion in the game.
My take on that one is according to what Mark is saying, right? It is total garbage. Let's move on from that game. Let's move on from that one. Now we're going to be looking at because we're going to talk about United last. I just want to bring this up. So you saw the results yesterday and on Saturday. There was more like quote and unquote a title game, like a top 2 game in Spain the other day on Saturday. Real Madrid and Girona. Real Madrid put 4 past them.
Yeah.
4. This is the lead. So this was Girona that has been topping the table for the longest of time, and one we were expecting to see maybe a close game, only to see Real Madrid running riot in the first half, 2 goals up, second half another extra 2 goals and make it 4. Well, I just want to get your take on that. I don't know if you followed that game, but also I want to before I get your take on that one. Barcelona actually drew today, right? Girona, what's we call it, Granada. Pelestri had an assist in that game as well. So
Mhm.
our boy Pelestri actually had an assist. So the Real Madrid game, the Barcelona game, right? Yeah, we're gonna come to the Bayern Leverkusen game that we had everybody talking yesterday. So what did you make of that? Those like the Real Madrid game, Girona? We're expecting a close game, but
Honestly, I was expecting Girona to at least even score,
mhm,
score a goal in that game. But but before that game though,
mhm.
Real Madrid were already on top of the league before that
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. Before
top by
that game, yeah,
probably
they were top by
yeah 2 points or 3 points.
2 points. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
because
So,
now they're 61. Yeah, 2 points. Yeah,
yeah, so they were already on top of the league before
table.
then. So basically, the dominance is already there. Girona, the side are basically, it happens. One side that comes from nowhere, and probably what. And these things I see it as basically the coach might be good though if he can do it next year. But it's lots of I see it as there's this camaraderie
Right.
where
Mm-hmm.
everyone fights for each other, and that's something that's very difficult to break. And when you see the unity in people, right, when everyone knows they have each other's back, like wow, like it gives you an extra energy fighting for your team. So I think they've done that to what they call an extent, right? But at the end of it all, though, and it's more so what they call Real Madrid. They're a fantastic side, fantastic. Like I've never seen a team that, as in, they're so consistent outside like the Bayern Munich and the rest. They are consistent not only in La Liga but also what they called in Europe. So I wasn't really surprised. Although 4 goals was way too much. I probably think like a close game like 3-1 or probably 2-0, but 4-0 was huge for what they call for and those guys. It will kill their confidence for sure, 100%.
And what's we call it the so one I'm going to talk about the reason why I'm talking about the Granada game against Barcelona is because our boy
Unless you're
Pelestri
there.
was in there today. He had a goal and an assist,
You had a goal and
and then
assist.
yeah, and Barcelona they had to leave it. They had to get an equalizer in the 80th minute. If not, what we call it, Granada would have just taken a win in that game, right? So I didn't. I know you didn't. We were keeping an eye on the African Cup of Nations, so you didn't. We didn't really get to see that game. I just wanted to bring that in and see that it's a good thing. Just talk about how it's very nice for Loni. Like
Fecundo.
people tend to look at Greenwood. Greenwood the other day had an assist as well. People tend to look at Greenwood and all of that, right? And yeah, this
Who had
is
an assist today?
yeah. Hannibal wasn't featured in the Sevilla game. Donny van der Beek, I think he's injured at the moment. He didn't really get a good game. Sancho came on because these are lone players from United, so just keeping
Yeah.
an eye and a tabs on all of them. Sancho came on towards the last minute of, I think in the 88th minute of that game. But
Mhm.
let's talk about the big one that happened yesterday. Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. They played a three. It was a 3-0 win for Bayern Leverkusen.
Convincing.
Very convincing, extending that lead to 5 points. Quick question? We're not going to stay too much on this one. Do you see Bayern, because now Leverkusen, I believe, has done the double and
Mhm.
still yet unbeaten? Do you see Bayern having a comeback to get the Bundesliga title? Do you see it
It's
happening?
it's still again they are just 21 games in.
Mm-hmm.
It's still possible. But Leverkusen have had a stretch. I believe they haven't lost a game. Correct me if I'm wrong. They haven't lost a game this season with basically I think only 4 draws or 3 draws.
Mm-hmm.
But they've only played them 21 games, right? That's basically just about 3 games outside the half zone. So they still
Mm-hmm.
have what they call a huge about 13 no 15 games, right? 15 games more, maybe 15 or 16 games more to play, right? In the what they call in the
Bundesliga,
league,
yeah.
in the Bundesliga. So there's still a comeback. It's 5 points. You can't just knock them out. But I think with the rate, if they continue at this rate, then they will then win the league, which then begs to think, right? Is something wrong with Kane?
But we would have to wait. That conversation would have to wait for towards the end, like the last day of the season, because one needs to ask this question: is there something? Because when he was going to Bayern, most of us were like, "Oh, good, finally he's
You're
going
winning
to
trophy.
get something right." But they were knocked out of the German Cup. right? I believe they're still in the Champions League. For all we know, they might just end up winning the Champions League. But we're gonna talk about the Champions League. Just throw light on the Champions League next before we wrap up the show. But now, still staying around United play and all of that, right? Because now we're going to be dropping down into United. It's the week that was. If you're just tuning in, this is the week that was where we just do like a review of what happened in the past week, right? Of the in the world of football and the world of soccer, right? So we talked about the African Cup of Nations, Ivory Coast winning that one. Congratulations to them. Asian Cup of Nations as well. The Asian Cup, which is it went all the way to Qatar. Some of us were saying Sheikh Jassim ended up winning something. At least he won something. So talked about how Chelsea were too strong for Aston Villa and they progressed to the next round of the FA Cup, and how Chelsea fans need to just give the manager some time. Let them sort out the tactics. Let them know what the game and the style of play is gonna be. Now we're gonna move. Tesh, we're gonna move to we saw Pelestri today. He got a goal and an assist. What's it called? Mason Greenwood also got a goal. I think an assist in the last. An assist.
Today.
Was it today? Yeah.
Yeah. He got an assist.
Was it today they played? Yeah, they played. I think they played a draw.
That they won 3-2 to Celta Vigo.
3-2 to Celta Vigo. Okay, they were at home to Celta Vigo. Yeah.
Yes.
So now report had it that they were looking. There's the report that's saying there's a swap, like there's a swap deal, supposedly swap deal, or reported swap deal, or whatever they like to use phrase or adjective, whatever word they want to use, right? Between Greenwood and Joao Felix.
Yeah.
What if that is to be believed, and if it's something that's in the pipeline, would you take it? What would be your options?
So let's look at it. This one is very. If my first choice to choose, United take Greenwood back 100%. That's 100%. If Ryan says okay, we're taking Greenwood back, then take Greenwood back. There's no need for a swap deal for Joao. I believe Greenwood is a better player than Joao Felix, because he's both fitted. Although Joao Felix is a very good player too, though. But I'll pick Greenwood. It probably poses more problem than Joao Felix. But if United say, okay, you know what, Greenwood is not coming back again. It's not coming back again, right? And they want Joao Felix. I'll take Joao Felix. I'll take Joao Felix because Joao Felix is an okay player. It's not okay player. It's above okay, although he's currently injured. It's above okay. He's a very brilliant player, but he has had problems. The only issue with Joao Felix is basically that he has had problems with the coach. Does he have a mentality issue? Is he one of those stubborn players? And if that's the case, then no. But if it's someone that wants to put his head down and work with Ten Hag, and Manchester United that's saying we don't want Greenwood back, we want to swap him, then swap him. But I think I don't know. For you, do you think we should sell Greenwood as opposed to getting Joao Felix?
See, if like you rightly said, like you said, and I agree with you on one. If he's not coming back, sell him. Don't swap nothing for no Joao Felix. If he's not coming back, sell him. Right? Sell him. Put the price tag out there. Sell him. If nobody is going to buy the player, this is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to be corny here now. Nobody's going to buy the player. Then the world knows United wants to sell him, but nobody's going to buy him. Then we get him back. Right? Then there's no reason doing any swap deal with anybody. If Barcelona want, okay, let's do it this way. Barcelona, that's my answer. Sell him. Report has it that Frankie De Jong is looking is open to leaving Barcelona.
Yeah.
Right? Would you take him at the moment at United? Not at the moment. Would you take him if he's available?
Frankie,
and it's open because right now he wants to leave.
So Frankie wants to leave now. Again, it's honestly, Frankie is when I look at the Premier League, right? I look at Frankie. Frankie's a very intelligent player. My only concern with Frankie doesn't have what they call the grit, the bulldozer. Like I was thinking, right? We took him.
To pause you right there. Kobe Mino does not have the bulldozer thing, but he can elude players.
Kobe Mino does. He
But he
does.
can elude players.
He
Go
can
ahead.
load, but I'm saying if you look at Kobe and Frankie for strength, Kobe basically I think with time Kobe will be stronger than Frankie 100%. But I think Frankie's a very intelligent player, very intelligent, right? It's like it's very very intelligent. Um, I'll take him though. I'll take him as long as we have someone that's there with him to do that, and I can also do the dirty job, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Frankie. Yeah.
Honestly, if that question was posed to me, I ain't taking no Frankie.
What?
Frankie should do one and just go hug somebody else. I'm not taking him because
Why?
all of a sudden he
Mhm.
wants to leave. They made it clear to you the time they wanted to sell you to United. They made it clear to you that they wanted to sell you.
Mhm.
Now the report is having it that he's unsettled. I don't believe those reports, but I'm just saying if we're going to talk about it.
But let's Jerry, before you go on, let's be fair though. This guy, someone owes him money, lot of money, not normal bread, lot of money, right? Why would you want to just throw that away? And the only reason why I think United would not sign Frankie, right? Only reason his wages is too much. He has 2 years left in his contract. He's the highest earner currently, what they called at
Barcelona.
Barcelona. We're basically doing a restructure and a revamp of what they call of our salary structure. So I don't think it will come, even though
No,
Tenag
but
wants him or
when
not.
you look at the report, right, it states that Barcelona will look to offer him whatever deferred wages he's been due, right? That's not been paid. They would give it to him before he leaves on their own terms. It's not like the new, but they would say that, but they will put that fee,
Mhm,
they will put that money in the price tag that they will be slapping on him, right?
mhm.
For me, I just feel like fine, it's your money, right? I'm going to ask the question because I know Frankie was talking to his wife, or his wife was speaking on his behalf, like, oh,
Mhm.
Manchester was to this, was to that. What has changed? If you're looking and opening to coming to United, what the weather is still the same.
No,
So I'm just saying, for me, bias, because I'm upset, don't come. Don't
yeah.
come.
As in for me, though, I'll take the as in if Frankie is coming, say he wants to come and collect 250K, pal, I'll take Frankie now. Well, Frankie is coming to go to collect bar.
No, if he's going to come, no, he wouldn't come to say he wants to come. Let me bring Mark in. Well, let me leave Mark there first because if he comes in, I know he wants to come and kill. Um, 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 um.
No, bring back in. Let me see them because let me see
So
what
if
they
Frankie
actually
is going
say.
to come take 250,
Mhm.
that's no problem. But I don't think
Yeah.
Frankie will come and would want to come to United and be demanding in the range of 300 or Marcus. Right? No, they're not going to be giving him that. And
That's what I'm saying.
Guys, come
Frankie's not
on,
coming.
guys. Come on, man. Tesh, I hear you talking about money. And
Yes.
his wages gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sample size for that. Don't make me start
What?
with it. Yeah, on
Why?
24 million over his contract was for 5 years on 24 million, right?
Mhm.
They owe him 15 million.
No. I mean, like
He
his
was the
salary
one player.
demands, though.
Listen, I'm gonna finish. He was the one
Mhm.
player that could not afford to reduce his wages a second time, as they
Yeah.
would have faced fines by the FA or whatever
La
the case
Liga,
is in
La Liga,
Spain.
yeah.
So that is why his wages is what it is. But just remember two things. One, he want to leave. Two, they owe him money. And the third most important thing, this contract ends in August.
It is
Which
August.
means
No.
he not
Eh,
aiming for 300K. He was never really on 300K, you know.
They're owing him. I
And
think it's the deferred wages
no.
that's brought that money
exactly,
up
they
I
was
saw
to.
it.
paying him a larger
Let
salary
me
to
show.
pay
Don't
up
worry.
the wages that
Let
they
me
owe
show.
him because that deferred 17 million euros to him over the COVID period, right? 17 million in the space of 3 seasons. They owe
Yeah.
PK 51 million, bro. So let me be real. Frankie De Jong is everything that we want Kobe to develop in and a little bit more.
Mhm.
You know, Kobe not gonna reach that kind of experience level for another year or two, maybe a year if we lucky. Let me not say Kobe as strong as Frankie right now because that's humanly impossible. He's 18, bro. He's
Yeah.
still developing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Frankie off the left, Kobe on the right, Bruno. You could put any 10 up front at that point, bro, because them two fellas will do the job. You understand? One will carry the ball and take the ball from the defense, and one will just control the midfield and do his bits.
But
So
so,
what?
so it's like I said, right? I said I will take Frankie. Like now, you said what it called his salary demands won't be that high. So basically, what we're saying from his salary is basically more so deferred wages to kind of accommodate the what they call to accommodate what is being owned. So basically, if Frankie's available, I'll take, like I said if it's available for a good price, I'll
This
take him.
whole thing about wage structure, bro. And I'm
Mhm.
just being honest here.
Mhm.
Find fans placing too much emphasis based on the fact that they don't earn that money in their lifetime, and they're jealous.
No,
Right?
no. So
That's
so
the
so
only way.
but
No, bro. I'll be honest. Let me talk real here.
Mhm.
You cannot tell me you
Mhm.
expect one of them fellas to play for the best club in the world with the most fans in the world and earn 100K when he
No,
should
no.
really be earning at least 150. Now,
That's what
you all
I
want to
said.
talk about
I
fair?
said. I
Listen,
said. I said.
stop.
I said 250. That was even. I said.
250?
Yeah.
Why you judging to what he should be paid? That's
No,
not
I'm
in your
saying.
rule, bro.
I'm no,
No,
no.
no
See,
fan. I'm
oh,
gonna tell you something, and I want to
now,
make it clear.
Mark will turn this to an
No
argument.
fan should be quantifying the wages of any player and justifying it and telling
But
themselves
Mark,
they
everyone
making
has
a
a
good
right to an
decision.
opinion, though. You can't
Bro,
keep
they can have
saying.
an opinion, but not that don't
Hold
mean
on,
it
no,
matters. It's
no,
kind
no.
of like
As in, Mark,
everybody
you
on
do
the
this
planet, bro.
whereby
That's
you try to
7.2
talk
billion
above someone,
people.
right? And Mark look like
Everyone has
no,
opinions.
Mark,
Yours isn't special.
Mark, you're not always right, though. You're not always
I'm
right.
not right, you know.
Everyone
What I'm
has an
trying to say is
opinion,
this,
though.
bro. What I'm trying to say
As you
is
know,
this, right? Let's not
Mark,
wait.
it doesn't make sense
Let
whereby
me
you
just make my
think,
point
you
now,
think
bro.
your opinion.
Because I'm not attack. I'm
Everyone
not.
has an opinion, though.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is what
No,
makes
you
your
don't.
opinion.
No, Mark, you
What
don't.
makes your opinion matter, bro?
You talk
I just asking you that
as in you
question,
talk after you
basically.
talk with a bit of everyone's opinion. You have your opinion. I can listen to you.
Cool. I
And
not
if you
disagree.
want to listen to me, it's
Listen, I'm
fine.
not attacking you, you know. I'm just saying fans
Oh,
could
my
have
God.
their opinion, but they have to always understand
Oh
at the
my
same
God.
time. It
As
really
in,
ain't matter at the end of the
it's
day.
like as in, it's like with you, Mark. Right? You're always right. Like you always right to look for nitty gritty and see, okay, where can I attack this person? No, everyone has an opinion. You have yours, and no one attack you.
Cool. I'm not saying no. I do disagree with you having an opinion on the wages, you know. But where does that fall in the terms of priority? What does that affect? How does that affect our
See,
team winning?
but Mark, though,
How?
in reality, it does. In real life, right, a salary structure does. A salary structure can
What is the proof of
balance
that?
the team.
What proof of that? Where you getting that proof?
See, Mark, I'm not
That's
sure.
why I'm just asking.
Where one works, there's a structure. Where probably you're doing the same job.
Real Madrid have Jude Bellingham getting 400K a week at Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham getting 400K a week. He just started playing there 6 months ago.
See, Mark, let me speak. You can't come and say, basically everyone should keep quiet and you speak. No, let me speak. Basically, in a team, right? In a team, everyone has the right to what you call it. There's a structure. Whereby if you're paying someone way too much, right, you're unbalancing the team. Why did United think about let's create
I'm just asking, where is the sample size for that? That's saying
United?
That name a team or 3 of the top teams in the world that functioning like that and it working for them. That's all I'm saying, bro. See, I'm not disputing you. I'm just saying,
Mark, no,
justify
Mark, there's always a salary structure. If a team has it creates an unbalance in the team, 100%.
Okay, let me just say it here.
Like you can't keep coming and try to think you can keep talking over everyone like no one else has an opinion. It doesn't make sense.
For me, I'm not. For me, listen. For me, right?
Like you did the same thing. The last show.
I said
seriously.
I said if Frankie De Jong is not, I don't want Frankie De Jong, right? And Tesh was like, he would take him if because we're thinking he's the highest earner in Barcelona, and Tesh of the opinion that okay, he would take him if he's not coming to United and demanding the huge wages on at Barcelona, right? Which at the moment, we all know whether we like, we tend to want to pretend as if we don't know. We all know United doesn't have the money, and they're trying to be doing penny pinching. They're report out there, they're trying to sell the high earners and try to restructure the thing, right? Big up yourself, Luan. And it's only fair that we could actually talk about, we as fans can actually say, okay, we are not into the financials. We don't want to deal with the financials, right? Or we're not the one in charge of the financials, but we know some of these things. Are we going to be paying Frankie in that ball of what was the reason why they didn't give they said Pogba should leave? Because Pogba was looking for a bigger pay than the 295 he was earning. And they said go. So for me, whether it's pay reason, whether I don't want Frankie. For me, Frankie time has gone. Look for somebody else. That's me.
I don't disagree with that either.
Frankie time is gone. Look for somebody else. We could actually go get another player, maybe not that has the Frankie skill set and more. Because I'm looking at Frankie, does it really have? Because Mark, you're saying Frankie and Kobe in the middle would work, and Bruno. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Where is the defensive cover for that? Who's going to be doing the dirty work?
Frankie's the one who's gonna be doing the majority of the dirty work. That's what he just do at Barca. He's that player who's break up the play, receive the ball from the center back, and drive through the middle and create space if he can't make a pass, and he can break the lines. I'm not saying he's a Casemiro level destroyer. But what I'm saying is, if you want to compare him to a current level top elite player, if Rodri is currently number 1, I would say Frankie in top 3. It don't have much. I don't think Declan Rice on their level any day of the week. It had no sample size for that. People could say Declan Rice world class, but he world class at being what? One of the best DMs in the bottom half of the table in a team that only ever has finished 12th, 14th. For the one time they finished 8th and play a one season in very basic. Very basic. That league that they play in the Conference League is probably at the level of the Carabao Cup or lower. You know what I mean?
But he's moved to Arsenal now, though.
Well, yeah, he moved to Arsenal, but this is his first season, so it still has no sample size to say he had that level of world-class ability. Because let me put it like this: if you take him out of Arsenal, will they suffer? I don't really think so.
I don't think so.
You understand? So this is where it comes a player importance. Look at City without Rodri. Did they suffer?
Yeah, they suffer.
Look at City without De Bruyne. Did they suffer? Now, at the same time, I don't think players should be earning 300 million a season and things like Kylian Mbappe and things. You know what I mean? But in my honest opinion, I'm like, it don't really have I don't see a problem if a player earning 250k, 350k. If he's scoring goals and getting assists, if he performing at the best of his possible ability in the position, in the team, and in the league, in the top 3 every single season, why should he not earn 300 and 400k? He doing his job. If another player jealous, that's his business.
Yeah, I understand you. Well. But look at it from the angle of if he comes in, like you said, does his job, but he wants to get a new contract, right? It's already high up there, like say 300. Now, if you want to give him a new contract, you have to improve on that.
Yeah, but nothing wrong with that. No,
I'm not saying, but that would
if he doing
that.
I'm just saying, if he playing well and to the standard, well, understand what I mean? If he playing well to the standard,
I get you. Look, I understand.
I am the top position in this role in the league, or within top 3 every single season for his. Let me say he come for 2 seasons and he's looking for an upgrade. Then why not give him the upgrade? Because he's showing you where he's the best. If not number 1, he's number 2 in the world. Let me just say he at that level or in the league level. So it had no debate really. I feel like competition, the world not fair, and football is not meant to be fair. All the players shouldn't be on the same wages. That makes no sense to me.
Let's leave the Frankie De Jong thing for now. Let's go to
before. Let me say, I never said every player should be on the same wage, right? There's a structure, right? Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, right? Listen, there's a structure in every organization, whereby you know what, okay, every based on your performance, you earn this. Now, if Frankie comes in and says, okay, you know what, I'm the best player, as in it basically produce result like Messi did, Ronaldo did over time, then if he can ask for more. Rashford use his performance to what they call leverage and ask for more. You can see right currently with the new ownership structure, they're looking to push out what they call players like Casemiro, players like Varane, based on what they call structure. And even it's so funny because I mentioned, I said I would take Frankie if it comes for a 250 probably, because what I saw online is basically almost 700 and something. But now you come and say, you made it clear that it's different wages.
I was trying to explain why he was earning that money, because he was earning that money based on the fact that they owe him and they have to pay him debt repayment. So they're trying to double his. They basically doubled or almost triple his salary.
To cover that.
Truly, he was earning 240k a week.
Exactly. So you came and said, okay, now I understand that you know what is earning that. And I said, okay, 250. If you come to us, say, okay, because then it means, right, if it's coming through us, right, we
Because
can
if it's
basically
coming, yeah, I get where Chelsea is coming from. Because
wait.
if it's coming to say 300 right away or even 275, that's too high. Because we've not seen you do anything. We only know that because I know it's been last season, towards the end of last season, was really instrumental for them. But I've always wanted a ball playing from a ball carrying midfielder at United. I've always wanted it. The manager, I've always wanted it. But for me, the only reason why I'm saying no to Frank is because the ship has sailed. Let's go look for somebody else. Mark, I want to get your thought on this topic before we move over to the stadium thing. We're not going to spend long on that. Then we wrap up with the game for today. What is your take on this swap deal between Mason and this reported swap deal between Mason and what's it?
You actually believe that they're actually considering that rubbish?
And Joao Felix. No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't believe everything in the report.
It's basically a rumor.
I'm not believing it. I'm just being sarcastic.
No. If you ask me the truth, like I told Tesh, I don't believe all of that. If that is actually true, I'm not going to do any swap deal. But I want to get your take on that. Like, if it was, let's say, hypothetically, if it was a report that there's legs in it, what would you do?
If I was Barada, just knowing that Laporta say whether it was a joke or not, he was planning to give Mason Greenwood Messi number 10. Mason Greenwood would be not for sale. I'm being honest. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Manchester need to make decisions based on football, right? And whether fans like it or not, football more important, and they have a duty of care to the players before they have a duty of care to fans. Don't get that twisted. True. Some fans feel like the duty of care is to them first. That is so narcissistic.
No, but isn't the saying? I know people will say it's not always right, but the saying of customers are always right. Isn't that in the corporate
world? That don't exist, bro. That's an imaginary theory. And this is not a shop. This is not the mall. This is not a concierge. This is not a hotel. This is a football club. The football club did not tell you have to support the club. You decide and chose for your own as a human being to support Manchester United. At the end of the day, I just wanted to put it like this, right? And I put it down to a real sense, a reality sense, like layman's terms. You, me, Tesh. Let me just say it was our nephew, our godson. Let me say all of us as friends, and Mason Greenwood is our godson, right? We raised this youth man. He spent his whole life playing football. He never was in a gang. He never got in no trouble. The one time he got in any kind of weird situation is because he was partying with some girls with another player in the other player's room while on duty for England. He was the one get suspended, but the other player didn't get suspended. But the other player is the one who facilitated the whole line in his dorm. Not, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then now, boom, he got in a situation where people assume that he was he was accused of assault. He was not accused of the R word, which a lot of people claiming and like to say. No, they abused him for 2 years. We're talking about a fellow who was 20 years old, 19 years old when this happened. And for the last 18 months, he was being abused online every single way, every single day by fans who decide to say, well, you know, whatever is the case. Now, the United fan base, I would say, multidiverse. Not only that, but sports is a multi-diverse culture in general, right? And if you look at the history of sports and what it was genuinely intended for, it's not for the perfect, best, most upstanding humans only. You know, it was also used as a way you could rehabilitate young folk and get them on the right track to do something positive about their lives. So I would say, you know, if we can't forgive him for a mistake, which the family and the victim forgive him, I mean, 2 years later, she ended up having she has a baby for him. So if, you know, the justification is that this happened after the matter, long after.
Yeah, true. And that's the big justification.
And now they are raising a young daughter. He's a young father, and he's a young man that, let's just be real, he made a mistake. But he was aiming his life to be the best that he can be in a sport. That he had to make lots of sacrifices that normal folk like you and I might find it hard to make those sacrifices at an early age. And he's at the top level. Now, I'm not saying that we go and condone these things. But what I'm
No,
saying
no,
is we
yeah.
could at least give him a chance to redeem himself, give him a chance to get himself back to, on the path of righteousness. And when I say that, I mean, he come like a child in our village. We raised this youngster. We can't just spit him out and treat him like trash. Like, for me, that's so heartless. Like, at the end of the day, I understand the contentious circumstances, but at the end of the day, it's easy to say, guys, let's just wash our hands, and easy to give up, but it's harder to try. And it's hard to live life. Life is not easy. It's hard to work hard. You know what I mean? So I would say United fans need to have patience and forgive. Players need to have second chances sometimes. And we as a fan base, we need to accept that some things, it won't always go our way. Like, we have different bases in the fan base, but we could always agree that sometimes we will have to hold our L, but sometimes we'll have our successes and get our way with what we wish for.
So, so if I get you correct, from all you just said, is no to that swap deal. It's not to be. If we don't, hypothetically, no. Myself, I said no. Tesh is saying, Tesh actually looked at it and said, okay, if United are not going to bring him back, and the swap deal wouldn't be that bad, because at least we get a player like Joao Felix, and that's if United are not going to be bringing him back. But I said,
sell him if that's the case too.
that's what I said. I said I'd rather sell him. I get that money, then I now look for the kind of player I want.
How much realistically do we think we'll get for Greenwood?
90 million. Madrid offered him number 10. No, they laugh. You're laughing, right? But
no, I don't.
I want you to understand something.
90 million. I know it's worth it, though.
Of the month in Spain for
I know it's
December
worth
when
it.
Jude Bellingham was on amazing form. He was the player of the month, right? Jude Bellingham had 2 goals today, right?
2 goals yesterday, yeah? Yesterday was
yesterday.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood had 2 assists and a goal today. 2 assists and a goal today.
Did he score today? I don't think he scored today.
Well, he had to score today because he scored this weekend.
No, he didn't score. So he had an assist though. The third goal.
The two goals was his assist. The cross from the left, and he hit a shot that came off the post, and Boya Amaral kick it in. So it's basically
okay.
Probably life score is
wrong. They gave him one.
Yeah.
They gave
him one.
Score is wrong.
Yeah, they will give him one, because if he hit the post, then the play is gone. So they'll give him one. But what I'm saying, see, Tess, I know you said 90 million is far-fetched, but I'm looking in the range of 70, 80.
90 million far-fetched.
No, in my head, right? I'm thinking.
So again, if
people say Olise is worth paying 70 million for, then he's twice the price, because he's Olise on his left foot and he's Olise on his right foot.
If you're saying 90 million, then I won't I won't take Joao Felix. 100% I won't, because the only reason why I said I'll take Joao Felix, because looking at Mason Greenwood, the issue, will they be a
market, a queue
market,
for him,
right? Will there be a queue for him, right?
Real Madrid is wanting the guy. Barcelona is wanting the guy. Yes.
I know Barcelona is there. I've not heard of
I heard Real Madrid too. I've heard Real Madrid maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
From the moment, I just wanted to let everybody know, before they talk about Barada doing this and Barada doing this, go and do your research on Omar Barada, because 2 things will surprise you. One, his submission for the manager that he was choosing to replace Pep when he leave. Guess who it was?
Ten Hag.
So when fans tell me maybe Omar Barada will get one to choose his manager, he already have it. So let me start with that. 2, the manager wanted Mason. The team was willing to go through water and fire for Mason this season with him. Is a little minority of the fan base, less than 100,000 fans. Less. When I say less than 100,000 fans, bro.
Mark, I want to wait. Mark, hold on, I want to put a question to Tesh here, because we're going to wrap up this Greenwood thing now. So because we have barely 10 minutes to go. Tesh, do you feel like if Mason comes back, of course there's going to be noises here and there, right? But do you feel like if he comes back and hits the ground running, maybe the first game he gets an assist, second game he gets an assist and a goal, right? And you see what we are seeing, and he's trying to get Højlund involved and every other person involved, right? Maybe after maybe give it to 10 games, right? His assist is like maybe 6, and his goals is like, let's say 4 or 5, right? But his overall team play is up there. If you, in the scale of 1 to 10, it's up there like 8 or 7. Do you think fans will start coming around?
Honestly, people that want Greenwood back, right, don't care about if he comes back. They know already it will probably have a good game. The majority, like Mark mentioned, the minority don't want him back. I don't think anything will change in their mind. Probably in years, but I don't think a season will change their mind because they know he's good, but they are still willing to what they call it, and they don't want to come back.
That's the point. That's the point that they know he's good. That's a good point that they know he's good, but they already locked out. They already checked out on him. So
yeah.
I could ask a question though, and this is just my contentious question. You all don't have to share my opinion. Since when did a minority run a democracy?
No,
it's a democracy. If it's a democracy, then they don't matter. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them, but I'm just saying, like, let me put it a fan base vote. The fan base are 500 million fans. Let me vote worldwide and see if we should bring Mason back. Because I'll put it like this, bro. Like, if these, I don't even want to say this, bro. So let me skip forward. All I just wanted to say is that, listen, at the end of the day, like him or not, you might say he would take 10 games. I say the first 2 games he will score a hat trick and probably
I'm not saying 10 games. I'm trying to picture in my head what I think it would take. Right, but Tess just put it straight to me. Don't even think about what it would take to get people on his side. People already checked out. People already willing to have him back. Some people just want to have him back, even if he doesn't score goal. Some people just want to have. So in my head, I'm like,
I pull up my Twitter to show you all, right? But on Twitter, it have a group of United fans who was in Spain this summer on vacation, right? About 1,200 of them, right? All of them went to the Bernabeu to watch Jude Bellingham score his brace, and then there was at the Getafe game today, right? 150 women wearing Mason Greenwood kit and I'm talking about the Manchester United white kit with Mason Greenwood name on the back. Mason Greenwood signed 170 autographs today. All women. All English women who's Manchester fans. And they posted, I want you all to understand, they posted it to their Twitters. All of them.
No, but Mark, I want to say something on that one. I want to say something. Tesh, don't you think it's I don't know, people are gonna stone me,
political?
Right? Yeah, like a PR stunt, like that.
I know that's what you're going to say.
It could be a PR stunt. It could be a PR stunt, but let's just put it like this: where you go and get 1,900 people vacationing in Spain to come and wear Mason Greenwood jersey. And because not only the jersey, but they're wearing a United jersey.
If that thing is real, if that thing is true, that they wear a United jersey and a lot of women in that thing as well, and he signed a lot of autograph and they put it on Twitter, bro, I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now that there is some sort of PR or some sort of sensitization
I don't think there's any sensitization, bro, because I will be honest, as a match going fan, I go to games, you know what I mean? And when I go to games, bro, up to this season, bro, I've seen women in his kit at match days at Old Trafford. I've seen them at the preseason game at Old Trafford this summer. So even last season, bro, I've seen people wearing Mason Greenwood kit at the games. So when people talk about it, like everybody hates Mason Greenwood, it's just a loud few. It's not the majority.
It's a loud few, like the small section of it.
I don't want to dwell long on this Greenwood thing, right? It's obvious that all 3 of us right here, we don't have it comes, right? If the club says it's coming, fine. Because we are open to whatever decision the club makes, right? We have a preference, our preference. Our preference is if he's to come back, yes. But we've already said whatever the club decide to do, we're going to
let them do what they do, bro.
So, because we support United. It's not the player. We support United. So whatever United decide to do, let them do. But our preference is go ahead, Tess. Go ahead.
Just first, because if you guys look at the statement that was put out last year, they mentioned, and that's where I'm a bit concerned that probably I'm a bit concerned Greenwood might not come back except the new management comes in and change that statement. They mentioned we're going to help Greenwood basically rehabilitate outside the club, right? And I think the statement mentioned, right, Greenwood will be leaving the club.
Oh, is that guy?
Bro,
What's his name? Is that guy?
Mark
Is that guy that is,
Goldbridge.
no, is that
Eh?
guy that is sacked? Is that guy that
Um,
is sacked? Arnold does not know any. Arnold,
yeah.
see,
Bro,
Arnold, yo,
Eric Ten Hag
Mhm.
wanted Mason.
Yeah, that I know
Like
for
all I
sure.
had to say.
Tess,
Yes.
This
I'm
is
not
me,
going
right?
to repute what you're saying, all right? But
Mhm.
I'm saying that statement in itself, it came from
Arnold.
Richard Arnold.
I could tell
You
you
don't
this, right?
go ahead.
The only true
I'll wrap up with that
statement
one.
from United that the club put out was that the investigation conducted proved that he was innocent of
Yes,
the
and
accusation.
if you remember, Tess, that statement that you just said now, right? It was after Arnold actually was already looking to bring him back,
Mhm.
right? Then after that, when he got the backlash from the minority of the fans, then he came back and said, "Oh, we're going to help him with rehabilitation and all of that." But let's just that's it, Mark. I just want to get your thought. In 2 minutes, we're not gonna dwell on this stadium thing. News. It's a point, yes or no answer. Maybe I give
Yes.
each person. Maybe I give each person
Break
30
it
seconds.
down, build a
Okay.
new stadium. I want to sit down on a warm seat. I don't want my knees to be rubbing against the side of someone's shoulders anymore. Because when I sit in the stands, bro, I kid you not, no one could walk
In
past
between?
me unless I
Yeah.
stand up.
Oh, yeah.
I stand up, bro.
Mhm.
Because the seats are so close together,
Mhm.
bro, that my knees are
Mhm.
literally, when I say literally, right? If I was to be sitting in front of myself,
Mhm.
my next to my shoulders would be my knees.
Mhm.
That's how close the seating is. It's not that
Oh.
comfortable. I don't like it when it's cold because the seats are cold as well and hard plastic to boot. So it's like, you know what it is? It's like a cold, hard seat, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like
That's a cold
break
hard
that
seat.
stadium down, bro.
That
We
doesn't
can't do
sound
any
doesn't
much
sound
more
a
for
cold hard seat.
renovations with our stadium. It can't support the weight. You know, the foundation and all can't support it. The ground and the surface that we build upon is a bit weak, and it would have to be too many structural reorganizations for them to rebuild and reconstruct and fix that in order to then construct a new stadium on top of that. I think that's going to take too long. I want to see a brand new stadium in the next 2 years. So you know what? Let me move. Basically, from the mapping that we see of the diagram of the prospective move,
Mhm.
is literally 5 minutes,
Okay, so you're
a
moving.
5-minute walk difference. And when I say that difference, it's not really a difference. Now, for fans who, like me, they go to places like there are certain pubs that you could go to, like the Bishop's Blaze and stuff, which is right there. It's just, it makes you have to walk 5 minutes more because it would be where the car park is as opposed to where the car park is now. And I think if they move it that 5 minutes, bro, it will be better because
Tess,
here what you will get better seats.
Okay. Yeah, Tess, let me, because we're running behind time here. Tess, let me hear what you say. Yes or no? 30 seconds, reason why.
No, it's fine. No, yes. As in, we should have a new stadium, right? Like a market, rightly said, it would take too much, right, for us to kind of build it based on current structure to be able to meet what they call current standard weight and everything. I think from an engineering perspective, we should probably get a new stadium, but I still want to go to Old Trafford, please.
It will still be at Old Trafford, my bro.
As
It
in,
will still be Old Trafford.
Kenny,
I want to feel it. I want to still feel the post goals. The actual I want to feel it.
You will feel it still, bro. Trust me, bro.
Kenny
It's still
fan
at Old
take me
Trafford.
comment. See, the thing is. Before I read out Kenny fan comment, right? The thing is, a home, right?
Mhm.
In my head, a home is what you make of it, right? If it's Old Trafford, we've had the success on that pitch, right? But we could still get that feeling in a new stadium. We could actually say we are honoring the Old Trafford, right? The old pitch. It's the same stadium name. We are honoring
It's
this old
just
pitch.
being sentimental.
Yeah, it'd have to keep the same stadium name.
You have to
I
keep the same-
listen to me. I probably would rethink supporting United if they even dare to consider
change the
changing the
name.
name
Yeah.
from Old Trafford. Bro, like I will burn shit down. I'm telling you, that's it there.
Kenny
Roll
is saying
straight
there
up.
needs to be reconstruction of the seat and expansion of Old Trafford. He's agreeing with Mark there. Also on the Greenwood thing, Kenny is saying Greenwood has 10 goal GA in La Liga. Not bad. This is where I like this comment. It's not bad for a player who's back playing football after 2 years.
Yes.
Bro, man, talk
Big up
about
yourself.
Ivan Tony.
Big
They
up
want to
yourself.
buy Ivan Tony.
Let's just
You know,
let's just take
Anyway,
another. Let's just take another 3. I know we've talked about. Let's just take another 3 minutes, right, to talk about. We saw today's game. We saw how we started. Hoyland with the score first goal. Then they got back into the game with courtesy a goal from Douglas Luiz or whatever he likes to call himself. Then our own McTominay came in, and no, any player that wants to be a jerk, right? After they score, go and act like that. I don't want to even get to know them. Yeah. Then our own player McTominay came in, and Dalot brilliantly found McTominay's head, and that was a bullet of an header. He had the same opportunity against Tottenham, but he sent it way up over the bar. But this time he said, "No, I'm not having that. I'm going to be putting it past Martinez." Tess, I'm going to, because I know if I say Tess, I'm going to get your take on that. What you covered covered the watch along. You saw the game. In your what did you make of that game?
The game. I think the game. To be fair, right? To be fair, I'll always be honest. I'm one that's critical of McTominay. So I'll critical of McTominay, but I would have wished if it was Garnacho that scored that goal, so he can do the same celebration that Douglas Luiz did, because he would do it. Garnacho would do it. So, no, I'm critical of McTominay. I was a bit. It was a bit concerned when they brought in Scott McTominay for Rashford. I was like, but I think when you and Mark explained it right, that basically it was more so Scott McTominay
Scotty Mark.
helping what they call that midfielder. Then it made sense, right? But it's a brilliant cross, number one, and it's a brilliant goal, number two. Like McTominay is like, it's one we say it's one person that we say this season is basically overlooked, but he has basically helped us out. Not this game before, so he has 6 goals already. I think he's the highest scorer for the team, though. I believe so. Premier
I'm
League,
still selling him in the summer.
for sure.
I'm going to Mark. I will get Mark. Just make note of this same question I'm about to ask Tess. Tess, did you think it was a game of Villa were poor, or United just had it in them to edge Villa?
No, I think no.
Villa was poor. Villa had a poor game, although they got to go back, because it feels like fans are actually saying, "Oh, United were lucky," and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that luck.
No, I think people are still stuck in that mindset, and probably I think rightly so. That fear that there's one back now, probably we don't have the mentality to come back, right? I'll say there's a bit of a rivalry, like I said, between the team. It's a bit of what they call a togetherness between the team right now. Like everyone is fighting for each other. So I think it's what they call we're lucky. Even if you look at that game, we had chances. Garnacho had a chance basically 1-on-1, right? If he controlled it a bit better, that's a goal. So
if he had even slotted in, there was a ball. If he had slotted McTominay in,
yes. So we had the chances. People say we're lucky now because everyone probably sees only the negative part currently of United, but there's a positive streak going on from basically that 3 wins in the bounce. I think there's something again. I don't know who mentioned it. I'm not sure if you or Mark. I mentioned that once there was a dip in the negative vibes in what they call in the club, and in that what they call our performance start to what they call increase. I'll also say right after the meeting with what's his name, Sir David Bradford, right? Also, you probably see, okay, is it that there's something happening internally? Is there a shift in culture? But I see everyone is playing for themselves. I don't think we're actually lucky at all.
Mark, Tess doesn't think we're lucky at all. Kenny Fan thinks it was an even game before McTominay win his goal. What did you? I know. I heard your take, but I just want you for the purpose of this show. What did you make of it? Do you agree with Kenny here, or you just feel it's slightly different?
I feel slightly different, you know. Like in general, because
Yeah.
and I had to say that because, as you know, I always would say that we in a rebuild. So for me, I looking at things a little bit more. I won't say lower standard, but I would say more realistic in the sense that we aren't that team. We have a history of being that team, but we're not on that level right now. We haven't been on that level for the last 10 years. This team, for me, starting off the season at a handicap compared to other teams with the amount of injuries and stuff we did to maintain where we are right now and to be within 6 points at top 4 at this stage of the season, where we continuously losing key players at different points over and over throughout the season, is not a bad feat. We wasn't performing well for the first half of the season, but now we start to find that, the routines coming in more, the patterns of play showing up more prevalent, the players understand each other better, where they might be, what kind of ball, what kind of pass, where they need to be, how they need to perform. It's just working on clinicality and stuff like that right now at the moment, which I think is something that will come with the form that has been, and a positive energy. Like to start of the season, we was dealing with a lot of toxic vibes,
Yeah.
and a lot of fans wouldn't take it into consideration, but fans might be the reason why United season started off shitty in the first place. And they might laugh at that, but look at it like this. A minority of fans cripple the manager's plans for the summer. They negate it. They place themselves and their value over the team because they are more important than the team, for some reason. I don't know how. Because if the team came together and said, you know what, we're going to support this player, and fans, not even all the fans, not even a majority of fans, a minority come and say, you know what, we don't want him. Do y'all care about the players? Y'all want to have a team to play for the badge, to play for y'all, but y'all not giving them the support that they need. It's like a one-sided, selfish relationship we have with this team right now. And in the last 6 weeks, it changed. And for me, that is why we gain a little positivity, because we started to support the team a little more in the last 6 weeks rather than just only criticize them.
Yeah. Okay. Before this game, right? I think when we got into the new year, we started the new year with the Wigan game, which was in the FA Cup. Then we had the Tottenham. Then there was this 3 or 5 run of games, right? Back-to-back Premier League games, which was the Wolves, the West Ham, Aston Villa, then Luton, as well as Fulham. And most people, when we saw that lineup or that's fixtures, most people were like, yo, if we can get past the 3, most people are even saying out of 15 points, where would they get? Some people were saying 7, some people were saying 9, and some people were looking at, okay, we're going to lose to what should we call it? We're going to lose to Aston Villa. We're going to lose to maybe get a draw at Wolves, because Wolves has always been a tight game for us, right? But looking at the last 3 games that we've won, and we didn't just win scrappily, we actually played away and we scored good goals and a lot of goals, right? Would you say, because right now we have Luton, we have Fulham, then we have Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup before we meet City. Do you think we've given ourselves, I'm just going to ask you guys, maybe 5-10 seconds. Do you guys think we've given ourselves some sort of boost now going into, because after the Man City game, we still have some other lesser games before we hit the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Newcastle. And yeah, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, before we get the break at Burnley. So do you think we set ourselves up in a way where we're like, okay, going to the Man City game, we are more, we've put up some points on the board? Because Mark has always been saying it, we'll get this, there's going to come a time we would hit 10 games winning streak, right? And do you think we've already seen 4? Do you think we still have like 6 to go?
Tesh, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'm so sorry.
My question is, do you think we set ourselves, because Wolves, West Ham, Aston Villa, right? They were tough games. People didn't really think we were going to get anything. Like we got maximum point. People were saying maybe 6 points. People were saying 3 at West Ham, then 5, 1 draw here, right? That's 5 points out of possible 9. right? Now I'm saying, do you think we've set ourselves up in a way that we've put some points in the board and setting us up for that top four race?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think momentum is key, right? Momentum is key, but we still have to basically be a bit level-headed, focused. I think momentum is key. If we've basically done, to me, the Aston Villa game is actually a good sign that we're actually we're putting ourselves into what they call the path, like you just mentioned. And I think if we continue like this, we'll probably building ourselves towards that top four. Now, are we going to beat City? That's a different conversation, because sometimes form goes out of the window in those games. But I think with how we are going,
Honest McGill, I know that, I know she doesn't like me sometimes because I rush for that, but genuinely we agree on lots of things.
Yeah.
And that statement Luan making there, Tash, I'm sorry to cut you, but I had to agree with her there.
No, I agree. No, like I said, like Luan said, she said, our players just have to keep their head down, which I said, we have to stay level-headed. That's my first statement when I mentioned. I said, stay level-headed, keep on game ahead in the game.
Mark,
City again, right?
Mark, you're gonna, Tess, my manager producer is actually looking at me and saying I'm going way over time, right? Okay. So, Mark, what's your say? You think, because we have Luton who just lost heavily to Sheffield, and we also have Fulham following that at home. Our next home game is at Fulham, but we have Luton away. Mm-hmm. Do you think, like the same question goes to you, Mark? Do you think we've set ourselves up to actually get maximum point of 15 out of 15 before the FA Cup?
Well, yeah, I would say this is like, all right. Weirdly enough, I was thinking this would be a perfect situation for Manchester United to be in. Win the 3 games at hand. Take them a game at a time, get that full 9 points. Lots of people said that we was going to get 7 points, but for some reason I just felt the 9 points was coming. For the entire season, I was seeing little bits and bobs happening. The team have little bits of improvement here and there. It's coming together now. I feel like everything's starting to formulate and coagulate, into something of a solution that we was looking for all season. I think if we could go on and beat Luton, I think it's not going to be hard. We beat them already this season. Although be it 1-0 at home, I think Luton will be coming out to go at us because, they had scored a lot of good goals. They scored 4 against Brighton. They scored 4 against
Newcastle, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like they would have this vibe where they would look at us and be like, you know what? They could get at us. But, that might play right into Ten Hag hands, because then they would be attacking us. And whenever a team attacking United, is always in United favor, because United are always very clinical on the counter for some reason, And I, as a fan, I would say that we play in a more possession-based style. But, if you counter in the right moments, you win your games. Every team is do it. So I would say if we could keep this form up, beat Luton, beat Fulham, and rock up at Man City, probably get a draw, even a win. If we was to scrape a win, you know what that is, bro? That's 15 points from 15.
100%, bro. 100%.
That puts us in the top 4, because you have to also mention that 4 of the teams in the top 4 play each other in those 2 game weeks as well.
I think
by the time we play City, Liverpool would have played Arsenal. Liverpool would have also played Chelsea. Villa would have played, I think, Spurs and played Arsenal. It's something where any one of the top 4 could drop points at least 1 or 2 games before we play Man City, which means we could end up playing Man City and being tied for points, probably with Liverpool, with Spurs and Arsenal, maybe, because if you add 6 points, if you add 9 points to what we already have, and let me just say those 2 any one of the top 4 drop a game or 2, that 9 points to where we are right now takes us to 50.
All right. Yeah, all right. Let me just read out the full of this. Luan is saying we are definitely doing better than we were earlier in the season. We have to be mindful still, though. We are not yet out of the woods. Luan, I like that. The caution right there. She
Yeah.
coming in here to say no strategy is the best strategy when it comes to City. Pep has an answer for everything, but no answer for guerrilla warfare. That's why he
That
couldn't
was
handle
so
Ole.
wonderful.
I think, yeah, you're right. So, guys, thank you so much. I want to say big up to Tesh, big up to Mark. Thank you so much, Luan. Thank you, Kenny Fan TV, for showing up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Guys, don't forget, Champions League is back this week. Champions League is back this week, and I think we'll be doing
Tomorrow?
some. I think it, no,
No,
this week.
on
I don't know
Tuesday.
if it's
No.
Tuesday?
on
No, when
Tuesday.
it come back is Mondays and Wednesdays, bro.
Say again.
Tuesday and
When in January it is be Mondays, it is be Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays
Tuesday
and
and
Wednesdays in
Wednesdays,
Tuesdays
December.
and
yeah.
Wednesdays, yeah.
in
Tuesdays
fall,
and Wednesdays.
and then it's
So
be
on-
Mondays and Tuesdays or something like that.
No,
Yeah, that's true though. It's there's a game on Tuesday.
So today's the 11th. So there's a game on Tuesday, which is
Yeah,
13. Yeah, there's none tomorrow. So there's
Not tomorrow, right?
there's City and Copenhagen
Bro,
on Tuesday. There's
Tuesday,
Leipzig
so
and
yeah,
Real Madrid.
Tuesday and
Yeah.
Friday. City
So,
playing Copenhagen. I
Yeah,
know
we
I
are
see
out.
it
Yeah,
be true.
we are out. But I'm just saying, the Mark and I, Tesh and I, my Day Up Sports or Mark and MEFC fan channel will be covering some of these games in terms of watch along and all of that, right? So, guys, you want to keep it locked down to these channels, and yeah. Mark, any last words for the fans? Because you're going to be closing this. This
Patience
stream
is key, guys. This is a rebuild, right? And I want to reiterate and say this is a rebuild, right? A rebuild usually takes 36 months to complete, right? So we are in the second half of the second season of this rebuild, but we are still not through the process yet. Have some patience with the manager. Have some patience with the team. Support the lads. You know, they're showing good fight in the last couple of games. They're bringing the points home. And don't forget, if you're new, smash the subscribe button. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's D Up Sports. And if you guys have a Twitter or Facebook, you know, please give us a share so we can help get the channel around, you know, spread it around so people could come in and, you know, enjoy the community just like you all do. You know, the season is long one, guys. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I think mathematically we're still in the race for top 4. And you know, if it has some wild results in the next coming weeks, we could even be in our title charge.
Title charge. Guys, you heard it from the man. Title charge. Big up yourself.
No,
Tess.
bro. Those...
Yes,
I was
no
making
way.
that joke saying,
big up yourself.
Some radical
Yeah.
results in the next week.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Tesh. Guys, don't forget, it is the week that was. This is the week that was, episode 5. Yeah, until we see you again. See, don't forget, like I always tell you guys, it's joy is gonna come in the morning. Joy is around the corner. We will cook at United. Big up, have a good night. God bless.